Hello and welcome to your reading. I hope that you are doing great. As you can see, there are no zodiac signs and no pick a card. This message will only find the person that is a vibrational match to this frequency. Now let's see, what message are you a vibrational match to today? The Eight of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, disappointment, the Knight of Pentacles, the Gourmet Chef. Okay, so this energy right here is both speaking about your past experience as well as the unconscious reality that you are currently living. You might not be aware of this energy to its full extent, but it is as real. It is as real as everything that you can perceive with your senses. Okay. So right now, unconsciously, you're taking your power back, okay? That is what you're doing. You're taking your power back. You're starting to tell yourself or starting to believe a different story. So when we believe a story about ourselves, especially a story of disappointment, where we've faced a lot of disappointments in our lives, we've faced failures, we've made the wrong decisions, we didn't make the right decision, we didn't make the right call. When we face that energy, we sometimes start to doubt ourselves. We start to view ourselves with less detail and view ourselves from the lenses of the disappointment and from the failure. And this can impact, especially if this is viewed unconsciously, it can impact our unconscious behaviors. Like, for example, the things you do without even thinking about doing it. Procrastination, that is an unconscious habit. You're not thinking about procrastinating. You're not planning to procrastinate. You are not actively using your energy to procrastinate. You're not doing that. It's not an action that you're taking. It's just an unconscious pattern. As well as negative addictions. Like, for example, let's say there is a sugar addiction, or there is a nicotine addiction, or there is just an addiction. There could even be an addiction to doubt. It can be an addiction to a negative feeling. You never plan on doing it. You don't want to do it, but it is an unconscious pattern before you even know the cookie is in your hand, before you even know you've had the puff of the vape, because it is unconscious. It is unconscious patterns. So when these unconscious patterns start to change and we start to believe a different story about ourselves, and we're starting to see ourselves with more detail, the beliefs change. And when the beliefs change, the unconscious habits have a genuine chance of changing. A lot of times people set up, okay? They're like, they are going to quit sugar. They're not going to have sugar anymore. Now, obviously, I am not speaking about like sugars that you need for your brain to function. I'm talking about like the bad sugars, like cookies and ice cream and chocolates. Okay, so now a person is like, okay, they're not going to have that anymore. And I'm using this example because it is the most addictive of all addictions. It is sugar. Okay, it's the quickest, and the most people are addicted to sugar. Okay, so now they now plan, okay, they're not going to have any more chocolates, any more sweets, any more cookies, any more sodas, nothing like that. They're not going to do it. And their willpower carries them through for the first 4 days. Okay? And then it starts to become really hard. But they push through it, and now they've pushed through for 21 days. Their habit has changed. Okay? So why did they go back to sugar and cookies and chocolates 3 months later. They went back to cookies and sugars and chocolates 3 months later, even though the habit was successfully changed. They didn't need that habit anymore. It wasn't an unconscious habit anymore. It was still a belief. It was still a belief. They got triggered. The same trigger response that triggered that belief within them of whatever they're trying to suppress with the sugar. If it is disappointment, if it is failure, if it is uncomfortable feelings that they just do not want to feel, that trigger came up again in 3 months and they're back with the cookies. Okay? So what you're doing right here, you're starting to see yourself through more detailed lenses. And this is I believe this right now. And also from just seeing these cards right here, I know for a fact that you have been trying to quit addictions this year. And I also know that you have been working on changing your habits this year. I can clearly see this. I know that to be an absolute fact, because these cards will not come out in an unconscious position if someone hasn't already tried multiple times within the span of this year to change their habits or change addictions. Okay? So now you're starting to view yourself from a more detailed lens. Now you're like, okay, you obviously have the ability to quit the addiction. You obviously have the ability to change the habit. Now you got to change the belief. Okay? You got to change the belief. You got to change the belief of, and for you, what came out was disappointment. There was an experience that deeply disappointed you, that you're struggling to feel fully because you didn't look at yourself, the one that was disappointed, in detail. You didn't look at the situation with detail. And now you're starting to look at the situation of disappointment in detail. And by applying this detail to it, I'm telling you, you are going to break these habits on a cellular level. Not in you're just going to break the habit and reprogram the habit, but that's it, not reprogram the mind, and then in 3 months the trigger comes up. No, I'm talking about you're going into detail. I don't even feel like you are attempting to break the habit before breaking the detailed breakdown, the feeling, because you already know you can break the habit. Oh, that's so specific. This reading is for somebody so specific. Okay. I feel like this is something that was so specific to you. The 7 of Swords. The Mage, the Magician. And at the bottom is the 8 of Swords, interference. In the present moment, there is a realization that you are coming by. Now, whether you will come by this realization right now, after I say what I'm seeing here, or whether this is something that you have already recently realized, or whether you're going to realize this within the next 7 days, the present moment, this realization is going to change a lot of things. You are realizing the direct link, the interference between your abilities to manifest and between breaking the habits that you want. Okay? You are realizing, oh, whoa, wait, you actually have the power to change the core belief, the one that makes you go back to the habit, whether that habit is procrastination, whether that habit is being addicted to a negative thought pattern, whether that habit is a survival loop, whether that habit is a sugar addiction. Doesn't matter. You are realizing that you are able to change the actual belief about it. And once the belief is changed about it, so for example, like this, okay? If a child has blue eyes and the child knows that they have blue eyes, there's nothing that you can say to that child that will make them believe that they have brown eyes, They just do not. They have blue eyes. They can see that they have blue eyes. They know that they have blue eyes. If you form a belief that is so ingrained within you, no matter what that habit promises you, no matter the dopamine hit, no matter the reward that you feel like you're going to get in that moment, no matter the safety that you feel like your ego is going to feel in that moment, no matter the reward system, you simply just won't go against it because it is not your belief. If you are someone that does not eat sugar, you simply do not eat sugar. Even if it's not 3 months from now, even if it's 6 months from now, even if it is 10 years from now, you are someone that don't eat sugar. That is your belief system. So even if there are 10 chocolate bars in front of you and 20 feelings that trigger you to have those chocolates, why would you have it? You're someone that don't eat sugar. 11-11. Even if you've just had a very stressful day and a very stressful morning that is making you want to procrastinate on your passion projects or on your business, why would you? You're someone that don't procrastinate. Why would you? It won't matter. Even if the morning was so intensely stressful that you just want to procrastinate and just not think about it, whatever, you won't. Because you're someone that's programmed and you're someone that does not procrastinate. It's not an option. It's not the first thing that your brain will go to. It simply just is not. The same way with the child. Even if you edit the child's eyes brown and show them pictures of their brown eyes and tell them, but you actually have brown eyes, they will still laugh at you and know that you're not being for real, that they have blue eyes. You're trying to trick them. And they will just carry on with their life. They have blue eyes because it is a fact. It will become a fact. In fact, the habits will even change. For someone that simply does not eat sugar, if they had a very stressful week, on a Friday night, they will not be eating sugar. On a Friday night, their brain will come up with other ways to release the energy or bring comfort. In fact, they'll be like, oh, they can't wait for Friday afternoon after work because they really want to just go for a nice jog. Like they just want to go for an hour jog where they clear their mind. They can't wait for the weekend to go have a couple jogs and visit the gym twice or in one day. They just want to have a day where they're able to enjoy the gym twice, 4 hours. They just want to throw themselves into the gym because that's what they're programmed to do. Not once will sugar even be a thing where they're like, they don't eat sugar. The same with procrastination. Instead of a stressful morning bringing the person to procrastination, the person will not even think about that. It won't even be an idea that the mind comes up with because the mind will be like, okay, gotta get all of this frustration energy out. Let's throw yourself into business. Let's complete a project 2 weeks in advance. Let's pull a freaking all-nighter. Let's all through the night. Let's work off this energy. Let's even work on that passion project that's been in the backlog for a while. Let's work on it. Let's pull up this project. Let's plan out that second business. Let's plan out that, like that is what the person will do. And that is what their body will just naturally start doing unconsciously. Because they are deeply programmed that way. They're not somebody that procrastinates. They're the opposite of that. The same with the person with sugar. They're not somebody that eats sugar. They're the opposite of that. Okay? I feel like this reading is for somebody insanely specific. Like, I go into it, and then I go, when I come down from it, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so specific. I feel like I'm speaking to somebody, directly. Okay, so you have change, the Two of Pentacles. And then you have Lovers. And at the bottom, you have the Prince of Wands, the journalist. Okay. Now, this energy right here is both speaking about the subconscious energy where the magic happens. This is where you are programmed. Okay, this is where you are programmed. And I can tell you that this is also speaking about future energy, but I can tell you this one thing, okay? You have the change card right there in the subconscious position. There are changes currently happening to your subconscious mind. So whatever you have already been doing, you're not going to be the same. That is certain. That is certain. In the present moment, you have the Magician card. You are actively manifesting and you are actively impressing your subconscious mind. What you are doing is working. You are busy reprogramming your subconscious mind. That is with certainty. That is with certainty. The Magician in the present, change in the future. That's clear as day. You manifest in the present, and changes happen. You program in the present, and changes happen. All right. You also have the Lovers and the Knight of Wands. Now I'm getting this energy that these changes that you are doing right now to your mind and to your life are actually changes that you're going to be speaking about in the future. Yeah, you're going to be speaking about it like in a public way. Now, this could be on podcast. This could be like an interview, like something like that. But I do feel like it's you and another person. This is a partnership situation. So that is why it's making me feel like you're going to go on a podcast to speak about it. And a lot of this topics and stuff that they're going to be speaking about and asking you about is going to be relating to this period that you are going through right now, this exact transformation that is occurring in this present moment. And you might you're channeling a lot from this period. Like this future version of you is tapping into the experiences that you are currently having and drawing inspirational energy from it. And also they're drawing memories from this timeline as well. Okay, so this is your reading. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. Bye.